my friends. We got some more new loose figures to go over here at J&J Toy Giants. The first one that we're going to be going over is Hercules from the Marvel Legends, one of the older Marvel Legends figures. And of course, two WWE figures back when Jakks was the company that did the line. The first one's going to be Johnny Nitro from the Adrenaline series, which was a 2-pack with him and his tag team partner, Joey Mercury, and also the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, Ruthless Aggression line. So yeah, let's go over these figures and see what we like and what we don't like. All right, so the very first figure we're going to be going over today in this edition of Who's Lucy is none other than Hercules. This is the Marvel Legends with part of a Build-A-Figure. You can see the picture here. Probably one of the earliest editions of the Build-A-Figure in the Marvel Legends. Judging by the package, you can see that it's a very older package from the Marvel Legends series. So this is probably one of the first ones that they actually did. So Jaiden had gotten this for me from a Goodwill store. They frequently go to one near our home, and so you know, obviously this one's been played with quite a bit. It's just been scuffed up. It probably just needs a little figure bath, but doesn't come with any of his accessories. Obviously, usually whenever you get loose figures from the Goodwill, they usually are. You'll be lucky if you get anything to come with the actual figure. But yeah, I mean, essentially the articulation is pretty much the same of every Marvel figure. You got the shoulders, you got the bicep, the elbow, and then of course you have the wrists and whatnot, torso that moves up and down, the legs over these are the pinned type legs, which a lot of the figure companies that are starting to go with pinless articulation, so you don't see the pins anymore. But yeah, I mean, essentially this is one of the Marvel Legends that I wasn't really a big Hercules fan. I mean, obviously he was in the Marvel Comics for years, and you know, the name Hercules is synonymous with any type of like either some form of art, either literature as in books, movies, films, and toys as well. And he pretty much looks just like the guy in the comics. There was a stint where he was wearing kind of like, I wouldn't say kilt, but some type of a kilt-ish type thing here. And I like him. I'm glad to have him actually on my, probably put him in my miscellaneous shelf for my Marvel Legends. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. I was surprised that you were able to find anything. Usually Goodwill, like it's really more miss than hit, because unless you go on the right day and they happen to get like a lot of new figures, and you're pretty much not going to see any of those type of figures, you know, at the Goodwill for you to get. These are kind of something that you normally would see at like maybe at a garage sale. But yeah, I mean, essentially it's a pretty cool figure. Just needs a little figure bath. And so let's go to the next one. All right, next one coming up to the Who's Lucy is Johnny Nitro, formerly of the tag team M&M. This was the Adrenaline series, if I'm not mistaken. He was a 2-pack with his partner, Joey Mercury, and of course this is Johnny Nitro. And they were called M&M, so Mercury and then Nitro, and then the other M was Melina, which was their manager. Also a wrestler at the time. This was made by Jakks Pacific. This was during the Ruthless Aggression era, so that would have been around late 2002 till about, I would say, 2002 to around 2015, because then, no, not 2015, around the 2010-ish. So it was around when John Cena really took off, and that was during the whole then the PG era started. I think it was around 2010, and then, you know, obviously the PG era went up until the modern era, and then now we're back at, I don't even know what their this now. I don't know what they're calling it now. I think it's just modern era wrestling. But he was during the Ruthless Aggression. It was right after the tail end of the Attitude Era, and Stone Cold, The Rock, all left. Stone Cold because of health issues, and then The Rock because he became the big star. So they needed a lot of new people to kind of make new stars. If you actually want to, if you're a big wrestling enthusiast, and go on to Peacock, they actually have Ruthless Aggression documentary series, which is cool. So just to get you, kind of informed of how this era started. But just to go into this figure, this is also part of the Goodwill haul that Jaiden got for me. And this was also by Jakks Pacific. This was 2003. So again, of course, you have the pin legs through the articulation. He does need a figure bath. Paint's coming off him a little bit. But all in all, I mean, it could be worse. I've seen some doozies at the Goodwill where you're just like, nah, maybe you could use them for parts if you're like a custom builder. But yeah, it's a pretty cool figure. The articulation is not that loose. Generally speaking, whenever you get like a Goodwill or even a garage sale type figure, though the articulation is pretty loose, and it's pretty much, you can't really pose them anymore. That usually is an issue when you see loose figures such as this, but it's not bad. Like I said, the paint's up a little bit, but that's no big deal. It's a good placeholder until I actually get another Johnny Nitro, maybe like an Elite. But let's go to the next one. All right, so finally, rounded this edition of Who's Lucy out is none other than the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, my favorite wrestler ever. And this is another Jakks Pacific figure after, well, this is well before Mattel. So there was LJN, then there was Hasbro, then there was Just Toys, which were making the Bendums, and then Jakks Pacific picked up the line with the Bone Crunchers all the way up until Mattel took over the line. I forget what year. But here's a cool, a really funny thing. So this is part of the Ruthless Aggression line. That's what it was called, Ruthless Aggression. Jakks Pacific, I don't know if you can see it here, 2005. But on his tights, it says Best of 2008. I don't know what to say about that. Again, this was part of the haul from the Goodwill that Jaiden got for me. He's always I always say on my videos, Jaiden is like the greatest figure scout. He can see figures a mile away. That he knows a little bit, I think, more about my collection than I do myself, which is pretty cool to have. If you have somebody out there scouting some figs. Now my wife, love her to death. She'll send me photos, say, hey, you want to pick this up? It's nice to have people that are out there fig hunting for you while you're at work. But this is the Ruthless Aggression era Shawn Michaels. So he came back from his back injury, and he had cleaned up. He was all devout Christian, and he got his life together after WrestleMania 14. And throughout the Attitude Era, then he would come in and out, but not wrestling. But then he finally got a full schedule back in 2003, and then of course he finally retired when the Undertaker beat him at WrestleMania 26. It took me a while. I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, so essentially this is the red kind of chap tights that he would wear. Before, he would just wear regular tights, and then he would take the chaps off. That was kind of like his shtick when he came up to the ring. But then he kind of, changed it up. The pin articulation on these is kind of loose, and the legs are pretty loose too. But he can stand up by himself. The arms are good. Elbows are good. Wrists are good. Head's good. Again, they basically just needed a little fig bath, a little TLC. and they'll be good to go. The paint's coming off on his tattoo a little bit, which is expected. Wow, this is, see the inside of the arm on that. Oh, it's on the side. Okay, so I thought it was something wrong with the arm. I'm like, whoa. But yeah, I think this was really funny. Best of 2008, but this was made in 2005, so that's really weird. Shawn Michaels is always going to be my favorite wrestler, and he's right now, actually, by the time that this video is going to come out, he's actually taking over NXT. Like Triple H actually put him in charge of the NXT brand, so he's pretty much like Triple H's job, but in NXT, which is pretty cool because I know he's always giving back to the business that was so great for him. So that's pretty cool. So that does it for this edition of Who's Lucy. And so thank you so very much, guys,